Sanibonani Mzansi. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you once again to your ultimate gateway to Hinduism. Yes, it's Sadhana on S3 with me, your host, Alisha Gaya Prasad. Our show today is all about history, creativity and custom as we visit the cultural capital of Pietermaritzburg for an auspicious Saraswati prayer and a melodious Mother Bhajan. We also get creative with Dr Ansuyah Moodley and a distinctive yoga asana in Yoga for Wellness. Thereafter, we learn more of the legacy of the ABH in their centenary year. Worshippers believe that without Mother Saraswati, the world would be shrouded in ignorance. She is the one that symbolizes divine creative energy and is considered to be the goddess of knowledge, music and art. It is believed that children who are weak in studies should chant hymns or shlokas dedicated to this goddess. Sadhana visited the historic Sri Siva Soobramoinair and Marriamen temple in Pietermaritzburg to observe their Saraswati puja that marked the essence of the Navaratri observance.
Hara Nama Parvati Padaye Hara Hara Mahadeva Tennaaduடைய சிவனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவருக்கும் இறைவா போற்றி வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா ஓம் சக்தி பராசக்தி சதாசிவ ஸ்வாரம்பாம் ஸ்ரீகண்டாச்சார்ய மத்யமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சார்ய பர்யந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பராம்.
The Mother's temple is still in its original form. We haven't done any renovations to that temple, although the temple dome is not in a very good state, but we're not very eager to rebuild that dome. If anything, we'll renovate it. But what happened was in the late 1960s, the front of the temple, because it needed renovations and the temple needed to be extended, the original design of the temple was broken, and it was done with the best intention of the officials then. It was done according to the new building designs then, but it wasn't in line with our temple architecture. So when we started renovating in 2004, we saw the opportunity to give it the original temple look. So the front of the temple was renovated and given a more temple sort of look according to the architect of the cave. The architect, the main architect, is called a Stapati. He's a very extremely highly qualified person, because he has to design a temple. He has to understand the scriptures, all the various deities and what the deities represent, like our Gurukul has mentioned, Mother Saraswati and what she represents. That the temple architect has to have all that knowledge before he can build a temple or design a temple.
Goddess Saraswati, its name Saraswati means is a river. Saras means purify. Vadi means unstopped going river. So Saraswati means in Rigveda, river Saraswati, and purify. That's why the Saraswati accommodation with the lotus. Lotus, when open the flowers, your knowledge is open. Your willingness coming out, the knowledge open. Sometimes Goddess Saraswati accommodates with the peacock. Longest, she always wants meditation. Goddess Saraswati, God for knowledge, obedient, art, music and the speech. That's why Saraswati got 4 hands. One hand for riding for the veena, guitar. That significance for art. The right hand is chanting for the beads of mala, that is called japa mala. That one significance for obedience, concentrate. The left hand is caring for the books. That means it represents for knowledge and the education. Another hand is Abhayahasta. Whatever you surrender me, I will organize all the knowledge for you. Lord Narada is son of Saraswati and Brahma. But the Narada, very big devotee for Vishnu. So long ago, in the sky, the heaven, we going for some debate. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Durga represented for Parashakti. Same one Shakti, different form. So who is the biggest God in the heaven? Who creating this problem? Lord Narada. The Narada, son of Saraswati and Brahma. So he asking who is the biggest God? Durga, Parashakti, otherwise Lakshmi, otherwise Saraswati. So the three Shaktis telling, I will go for the earth. Who is the toughest person? I give the speech, I give the knowledge, I make it intelligent for that guy. Then you know my power. Mother Lakshmi said, who is a very poverty person? I will bless him, I will give the lot money. He became a big shot in the world. I will do it, then you'll know my value. Then Parashakti telling, who is a very scared person? I will go, I will bless him. I give the braveness. So when some very difficulty position coming, then he use his brave, he is win the life. Then you know Durga is power. Finally, the three separate person, three Shaktis creating, but the three person helping together, three of us, then he win the world. So what do you try to say? Narada, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, we all are three form, but we working together. For example, our Sanatana Dharma, Hindu Dharma telling, God is one, different kind of view. For example, your house, you got the head of the father, but mother calling for son, wife calling for husband, sister calling for brother, children calling for daddy. But finally, it's only one form, different kind of view.
Om Shakti Parash, Om Shakti Parash, Om Shakti Parash.
Welcome back. Being agile and coordinated requires a combination of a number of physical and mental skills. To move with ease, you need strength, flexibility, and balance. In dealing with anxiety especially, Dr. Ansuyah Moodley demonstrates creative asanas that assist in agility of the body.
So in today's yoga session, we're going to perform asanas that are going to assist in the agility of the body, but in particular to bring down the levels of anxiety as well as those suffering from high blood pressure. So let's get started. Very gently take the left foot and place it on the right-hand side of the right knee. Allow for that left foot to be flat on your mat, knee of the right leg on the ground. Very gently interlock the fingers and place them around the left kneecap. Take a deep breath in. Eyes closed for greater awareness, smile on your face, enjoy the practice. And as you exhale through the nostrils, make sure that the exhalation is twice as long as the inhalation. Very gently take the right hand, allow for it to go in through the triangle that you formed with your foot and hold on to that left knee. Take the left hand, the back of the palm, allow it to be placed at the back in the region of the waist. Make sure head, neck, and spine is nice and straight. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, a beautiful twist to the left-hand side. Very gentle. Continue with your rotation as far as your body can allow. And remember, as you continue to do this practice, your rotation will get deeper and deeper. And very gently come back to neutral position. Go back into Sukhasana. Chin Mudra. Head, neck, and spine nice and straight. Chin parallel to ground. Smile on the face. Eyes closed. Take a deep breath in through the nostrils.
Welcome back. A magnificent institution with a glorious past. The history of the Aryan Benevolent Home goes back to 1918, when a Mr. D.G. Satyadeva witnessed a police officer assaulting a homeless old man for taking shelter overnight in a public toilet in Durban. Deeply distressed by this incident and emboldened by the principles of the Arya Samaj reformist Hindu movement, Mr. Satyadeva and his colleagues, Mr. Nayana Raj and Mr. S.L. Singh, resolved to provide a home for the city's neediest. 100 years on, the same traditions, values and principles live on in this noble institution.
Om Naam Ka Jhanda Pyara, Om Naam Ka Jhanda Pyara.
The ABH was started actually by the Arya Yuvak Sabha, which is now an affiliate of the Arya Samaj South Africa, in 1921. The Arya Yuvak Sabha was started in 1912.
In 1918, a man named D.G. Satyadeva was touched by compassion when he saw a homeless man being beaten up by a policeman. He was only seeking shelter in a public toilet in Victoria Street in Durban. And when he saw this, it drew tears in his eyes. And so he gathered together others from the religious group in which he belonged. It was the Arya Samaj. In 3 years' time, in 1921, in May, they began the Aryan Benevolent Home.
Mr. D.G. Satyadev, who started the Arya Yuvak Sabha, started it with a group of young men whom he taught Hindi to at his residence. And he said to them, there's a dire need to start a place for those who are disadvantaged, for those who have no home, for the poor, for those who are not fed. And so they started in a small way in Mayville. There was a house that was available, and they started housing people there who had no place to go to. So when they started the home here, they had calls from all over South Africa for people who needed to be housed, children who needed to be placed under care, children who needed to be educated and fed and taken care of. And that is how the home expanded. There was a home in Glencoe, there is one in Cape Town, there's in Johannesburg, Pietermaritzburg has one.
The society, the economics, the politics is kind of designed that we accept children from broken homes and they have to go back to those broken homes. Upgrading their lives, skilling the children so that when they go back to those broken homes, they can deal with those things. The demand to fill bed spaces are so great. And we don't think about the problems of society. No, we never think about that. We think what we could do to make their lives better.
Bhai Ram Baros was an inmate of the home. He was brought to the home, I think about 6 or 7 years after it had been established. His father had passed away, his mum was quite ill, and he had a brother who was very ill. He was actually a paraplegic. Because they were so poor and he couldn't afford the transport to come here, he put his brother in a wheelbarrow and they were pushed here from where they were right to the home in Mayville. And at a very young age, Bhai Rambaros became the secretary of the Sabha for a number of years.
Dr. Shishupal Rambaros had served the ABH almost all his life. For 84 years he served the ABH. ABH shall continue to operate in striving to express compassion towards fellow human beings. It is deserved that the ABH should be congratulated at this juncture of its centenary. And we hope and pray that they will continue like this for the next 100 years.
While music plays a significant role in many of the world's religions, it is in Hinduism that one finds one of the closest bonds between music and religious experience. Pietermaritzburg's Kugen Moonsamy's own musical journey mirrors this philosophy. Joining musicians against COVID, his determination, devotion and pure dedication brought solace to many a troubled soul. Sadhana caught up with him during a recording of his sacred bhajan in worship of Ma Saraswati. Enjoy.
Kalavaniye Sagala Kalavaniye Sagala Kalavaniye Sharanam Taye Sangeeta Veena.
The new norm right now is basically performing on social media platforms. One, namely the South African musicians COVID-19. My team that's going to be performing today, last month we were invited to perform on COVID, and our objective was to do a mass satsang, to get peace and to heighten the spirituality. And we chose simple devotional songs that everyone from the comfort of their home could spend that 1 hour joining us in getting some kind of spiritual upliftment through all the challenges that we have been faced with. And we're happy that we could be part of creating some positive energy and spiritualism in everyone's homes. I love devotional singing specifically because if you look at all the lyrics are based in praise of a deity. And there's a lot of substance in that lyrics, and it connects you when you're singing devotional songs. It puts you on a higher plane, and you can feel the divine vibration. So I see it as being a medium of praying as well. The song we chose today is a song in praise of Maha Saraswati. I've been introduced to devotional singing at the tender age of 10, inspired and motivated by my parents, my late parents. My dad was a singer, and he sang in most of all the temples or koils, as you call them, and for devotional services and 16-day memorial services. And I was inspired by him at that age. I spent 4 years in India. I left at the age of 19, studied IT as my main subject, and I studied music through Gurukula Vasa system. Gurukula Vasa system is basically a student and guru on a one-on-one session. Yes, and my guru in India was the famous Tirupamparam Shanmugasundaram. So I was very fortunate to be afforded the opportunity to be taken under his wing and groomed in South Indian classical music and devotional singing. But the challenge was speaking, because in Tamil schools in South Africa, we learn through English medium. So there's no actual opportunity for us to converse in Tamil. And that I found as a big challenge for me.
I started my musical journey with Kugen. I knew how to play a bit of harmonium, but he started teaching me the intricacies of ragams and Carnatic music. Other genres of music is more melody based, whereas in Carnatic music it's more raga based. And there are 72 main ragas, and from the 72 there are many Janya ragams. And the Carnatic music is mainly based on those systems of music.
The most famous instrument that Mother Saraswati has is called the veena. And the veena encompasses knowledge, creativity in fine arts and in science. And this knowledge basically helps to bring about harmony. So I think there's a big message in terms of harmony. Where does harmony come from? Harmony comes from knowledge. So the veena plays a very important role in terms of depicting that. To all the youth right now, it is a massive challenge being in a Western influenced country like South Africa. Do whatever you can, if you like singing or if you like Bharatanatyam dancing or any form of fine arts. Find a guru closest to you and embrace this culture, and let's keep the cultural heritage going. It's so important to have our own cultural identity as well.
May you be blessed by Goddess Saraswati, and may her divine grace be with you. May all your endeavors enjoy success through the blessings of Mother Saraswati. From the Sadhana team, keep shining your beautiful divine light into the world. Jai Mata Di.